Ongoing oversight and adjustment ensure project alignment with objectives throughout all phases, from initiation to closure. Monitoring and controlling form the project's navigational compass, ensuring every action aligns with the plan while adapting to realities. This phase hinges on continuous vigilance, tracking progress against baselines, spotting deviations, for example timeline slippage, budget overruns, and triggering corrective actions. Metrics like earned value analysis or milestone completion rates quantify performance, while risks and issues are escalated for resolution. By comparing actual outcomes to planned targets, teams uncover gaps early, enabling swift recalibration of strategies, resources, or scope to steer the project back on course. Outputs drive accountability and agility. Performance reports distill data into actionable insights. Change requests formalize necessary adjustments, and updates to plans documents reflect evolving priorities. Whether addressing a delayed deliverable or reallocating resources, this process group balances rigor with flexibility. It transforms raw data into informed decisions, ensuring stakeholders remain aligned and the project adapts dynamically, not just surviving disruptions but leveraging them to refine execution and sustain momentum toward success. The monitoring and controlling phase acts as the project's pulse check, relentlessly tracking progress against baselines to catch deviations, delays, budget overruns, scope drift, before they derail outcomes. It thrives on real-time adjustments, reallocating resources, recalibrating schedules, and green-lighting critical changes through structured governance. Stakeholder alignment is non-negotiable, with constant communication loops ensuring transparency, while rigorous quality checks and scope validation lock in deliverable integrity. This phase doesn't just fix problems, it transforms them into momentum. By dissecting performance data, extracting lessons, and archiving insights, teams future-proof processes. Procurement closure and final approvals wrap loose ends, turning effort into impact. It's where discipline meets adaptability, ensuring every pivot sharpens focus and every challenge fuels smarter execution, driving projects across the finish line with precision. The monitoring and controlling phase operates as the project's nervous system, constantly scanning execution flow, flagging deviations, and triggering precise interventions. Teams dissect real-time data like engineers refining metrics or SMEs bridging customer expectations to fuel performance charts that steer leadership decisions. Quality isn't an afterthought, it's woven into team dynamics, with every diagram and dataset scrutinized to preempt risks and align deliverables with strategic benchmarks. This phase thrives on turning friction into foresight. Proactive corrections, reshaping timelines, recalibrating resources, keep chaos at bay, while SMEs and engineers collaborate to ensure data integrity and stakeholder trust. Final evaluations aren't mere checkboxes. They crystallize lessons, validate outcomes, and close loops with precision. Here, vigilance becomes velocity, transforming oversight into a launchpad for flawless execution and enduring success. The monitoring and controlling phase is a relentless safeguard, measuring every task against baselines to spotlight deviations, delays, budget leaks, scope creep, before they metastasize. It thrives on precision, crunching performance data, dissecting variances, and prescribing corrective actions that recalibrate timelines, resources, or priorities. Scope verification and configuration management lock in deliverable integrity, while integrated change control gates ensure only strategic adjustments survive scrutiny. Risks are audited, reserves are optimized, and conflicts are diffused, transforming chaos into controlled momentum. This phase fuels accountability and agility. Issue logs track roadblocks, procurement terms are enforced, and team performance is distilled into actionable insights. Stakeholders receive crisp reports that blend raw data with narrative clarity, bridging execution to strategy. Every audit, every conflict resolved, every approved change isn't just a fix, it's a step toward closing the gap between plan and reality. Here, vigilance isn't passive, it's the engine that drives projects from turbulence to triumph. The project closure process demands meticulous finalization, delivering comprehensive reports that capture outcomes, lessons, and financials, ensuring stakeholders and executives formally endorse completion. This phase locks in deliverable acceptance, archives insights to refine future initiatives, and severs lingering tasks, transforming raw effort into institutional wisdom. Every signature and archived document cements accountability, turning project endgames into launchpads for growth. The Change Control Board (CCB) anchors stability amid flux, rigorously vetting every change for cost, risk, and value impact, even in closure's twilight. Representing key stakeholders, the CCB gates final adjustments, ensuring alignment with strategic goals. While minor tweaks may bypass full review, significant shifts require sponsor or PM approval, safeguarding the project's legacy against last-minute chaos. This structured governance ensures closure isn't an afterthought but a disciplined crescendo. The Configuration Management System (CMS) operates as the silent guardian of project integrity, meticulously tracking every tweak, update, and pivot across artifacts. By logging version histories and enforcing structured change protocols, it transforms chaos into order, ensuring teams never lose sight of the latest iterations, while audits and compliance remain airtight. This system isn't just about control, it's about clarity, providing a backbone for traceability that turns fragmented updates into a cohesive narrative of progress. Meanwhile, the product owner acts as the dynamic force, relentlessly reprioritizing the backlog as market winds shift and business value evolves. Stories rise or fall based on impact, with CMS anchoring these pivots in transparency. Every reprioritization is a strategic bet, fueled by data, guided by vision, and executed through collaboration. Together, CMS and adaptive prioritization don't just manage change. They weaponize it, ensuring agility never sacrifices coherence, and innovation never outpaces execution. Referring to PMBOK V6 figures 5.2 and 5.3. The Monitor and Control project work process shown acts as the project's radar, tracking real-time performance against the baseline using inputs like the project management plan, work performance data, and stakeholder agreements. It generates work performance reports that crystallize raw data into actionable insights, spotlighting variances and triggering change requests to address deviations. Updates to plans and documents ensure alignment with evolving realities, while organizational assets and environmental factors, for example, compliance standards, market trends anchor decisions in context. Perform integrated change control from PMI-BOK V6 transforms identified changes into strategic adjustments. By evaluating requests against project objectives, this process ensures only impactful, aligned changes are approved. Outputs like approved change requests and updated plans and documents maintain project integrity, balancing agility with governance. Together, these processes create a feedback loop. Monitoring fuels change identification, while change control refines execution, ensuring the project adapts dynamically without losing sight of its goals. This structured vigilance ensures every pivot is deliberate, every update traceable, and every stakeholder decision rooted in clarity, turning potential chaos into controlled progress. Referring to PMBOK V6 figures 5.4 and 5.5. The Validate Scope process acts as the project's final gatekeeper, rigorously inspecting deliverables against stakeholder requirements to secure formal acceptance. Leveraging verified outputs and performance data, it transforms approvals into actionable momentum, green-lighting progress or flagging gaps that trigger change requests. Stakeholder sign-off isn't just a checkbox, it's a pact, locking in alignment while refining documentation to mirror evolving realities. Every accepted deliverable becomes a stepping stone, anchoring trust and clarity as the project advances. Control Scope operates as the sentinel against drift, relentlessly comparing execution to the baseline to squash deviations before they metastasize. It dissects performance data, sieves out scope creep, and channels necessary adjustments through structured change protocols. Updates ripple through plans and documents, ensuring every pivot aligns with strategic goals. This isn't about rigidity, it's about precision, balancing adaptability with discipline to keep the project's heartbeat steady and its outcomes unshakable. Referring to PMBOK V6 figures 5.6 and 5.7. The control schedule process ensures timelines remain anchored to reality. By analyzing work performance data against the project management plan, teams detect delays, forecast schedule trajectories, and trigger change requests to realign tasks. Updates to plans and documents reflect refined timelines, while organizational assets sharpen forecasts, transforming raw progress into actionable insights that keep deadlines within reach. Control costs mirrors this rigor for budgets. Inputs like funding requirements and performance data feed into cost forecasts, exposing overruns or underspends. Approved changes recalibrate financial allocations, while updates to plans and documents lock in new baselines. Together, these processes fuse vigilance with adaptability, turning deviations into strategic pivots, ensuring every dollar and minute propels the project toward its goals without compromise. Referring to PMBOK V6 figures 5.8 and 5-9. Control quality acts as the project's relentless guardian of excellence, scrutinizing every deliverable against stringent benchmarks. Through meticulous inspections and data-driven audits, defects are unearthed, corrected, and transformed into verified deliverables that meet stakeholder expectations. Quality metrics and performance insights fuel change requests, ensuring deviations are nipped in the bud while plans adapt to uphold standards. This isn't just checking boxes, it's engineering trust, where every pixel, line of code, or component is a testament to precision. Control Resources orchestrates the project's heartbeat, balancing human talent and physical assets against real-time demands. By tracking utilization and forecasting bottlenecks, teams pivot swiftly, reallocating staff, tools, or budgets to crush inefficiencies. Changes ripple through plans, locking in optimizations that keep productivity razor-sharp. Here, resources aren't static, they're dynamic levers pulled to sustain momentum, turning potential chaos into a symphony of aligned effort. Together, these controls don't just manage, they elevate, ensuring quality and resource agility become the bedrock of success. Referring to PMBOK V6 figures 5-10 and 5-11. The monitoring and controlling phase hinges on sharp communication vigilance, tracking every update, report, and stakeholder interaction to ensure alignment cracks are spotted and sealed. By analyzing real-time data against the plan, teams flag misalignments, trigger change requests, and refine strategies to keep information flowing seamlessly. Updates ripple through plans and documents, locking in lessons learned and ensuring every decision is rooted in clarity, not guesswork. Risk monitoring operates as the project's early warning system, relentlessly scanning for emerging threats and evaluating the pulse of existing ones. Performance data and reports fuel dynamic adjustments, transforming uncertainties into actionable change requests that fortify defenses. Organizational assets evolve with each update, embedding resilience into future strategies. This dual focus, communication precision and risk agility, turns oversight into momentum, ensuring projects navigate turbulence with foresight and finish stronger. Referring to PMBOK V6 figures 5-12 and 5-13. The control procurements process tightens the reins on vendor partnerships, ensuring every contract clause and deliverable aligns with the project's heartbeat. By dissecting performance data against agreements, teams flag deviations, delayed shipments, quality gaps, and trigger change requests to recalibrate terms or pivot suppliers. Closed procurements aren't just check marks, they're handshakes sealed with lessons learned, refining future vendor strategies. Updates ripple through documentation, locking in compliance and turning procurement chaos into a legacy of trust and precision. Monitor stakeholder engagement keeps the human pulse of the project strong, tracking sentiment shifts and communication gaps before they fracture alignment. Real-time feedback loops and performance insights fuel adaptive strategies, tweaking communication cadences, resolving conflicts, or re-engaging distant stakeholders. Every adjustment, every change request, isn't reactive, it's a strategic play to sustain buy-in. This vigilance transforms stakeholders from spectators to allies, ensuring their voices shape execution while the project's vision remains unshakable. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to excellence and your dedication to mastering the profession. We wish you resounding success on your path to certification.